I'll never forget my first show. I just went and did it as if I was never going to do it again. My first DJ set in a club was Ministry of Sound.
That's big.
Right? It's all on me. But if I don't do it, I'm not going to progress. And because I've wanted it for so long, I can't get rid of it, even if I tried.
Hello and welcome back to another Jill Spills. This week we are spilling the tea on the life of a DJ. And who better to talk to us than DJ Ems? How are we?
I don't know where I'm looking. I'm good, how are you?
Good, thank you. So, a DJ, you are?
Yeah, well, I always wanted to be one, so it's quite cool that I actually am. I mean, that's the coolest thing ever, to start with. There's one thing wanting to be one, and actually people do say, oh, you're a DJ.
So what you wanted to be a DJ? What made you want to become, why a DJ?
Why DJ? And basically, I was watching videos of David Guetta and Avicii and all people like that in 2012. And I was like, they're literally getting paid to play songs. I was like, well, that's what I want to do. It's as simple as that.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, how do I do it? I always loved music, grew up with music. Mum and dad, big ravers, playing music all around the house, always in the car. So it was just, I always knew I was going to be in music. I mean, I wanted to be a pop star, but...
Don't we all?
Here we are. I'm not far off. DJing's still pretty cool, but then I realised you could play the songs. I was like, okay, cool. So I wasn't too bothered at the time about making songs. I just wanted to play them. So yeah, I just worked out. I was like, okay, how do I do it? So I got involved with Kiss FM at the time. They did this thing called the Kiss Academy. And they did workshop days. So I did two of them. One was at the Roundhouse and the other was at the O2. And they had industry professionals there for presenting, video editing and production, music production and DJ. And I was like, perfect. So I applied, got on it, and did that. And that's the first time that I learned to beat match, put the two songs together. So that's quite cool. I still see those DJs playing and stuff and knowing that that's my first real experience. And then...
How hard is it to do all that?
Well, this is the thing, right? The fact that I can actually do it is what I'm really chuffed about. Like when I say, you can say you want to be a DJ, but to actually be able to mix and stand in front of a room of people and command a party and, make people dance.
Yeah.
That's to be actually, there's one thing saying you want to do it, another thing actually being able to do it. So I'm really proud of that. It is hard because, the technology nowadays is not that hard. And I haven't done it on vinyl before anyone comes for me. But digitally, it is still quite hard because songs can be in the wrong key and things like that. But yeah.
How long does it take to become a DJ? From that training to where you can actually start... Is it doing sets?
Yeah.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, so I guess
I'm so down with the kids.
I guess it's 10 years since I first learned how to mix.
Right.
I bought a small controller, did it at home, and then, just played in the house. And the first time I DJ'd out of the house, I was in a theatre group and they had an open night and I played in the bar and that was my first public DJ set. And then gradually got bigger decks, started recording mixes, and then went to college and did music technology and production, and then played at college and stuff. And I played in the pub, so we always went to our local pub and started doing parties in there. And then my first DJ set in a club was Ministry of Sound.
That's big.
Right?
That's big.
All my life when I was growing up and everyone was like, oh, what do you want to be? And I was like, well, I want to be a DJ. And Ministry of Sound is one of the biggest known clubs. So I'd always say to family and friends, oh, be a DJ, playing Ministry and that. And that was my first club set. I manifested that.
It's good.
Yeah.
How did it feel that night? What was the feeling?
Oh, it was amazing. My mum and dad came and loads of friends, and I didn't see this happen, but my mum has a story of how... So I was in one of the smaller rooms where most people will play their first set in that club. And this guy like was in the room and he went to leave and I played another song and he came back. And my mum was like, you made him stay in the room. And I was like, yeah, it was a good song as well.
Do you remember what song it was?
Yeah, it was Don Diablo, Another Chance, but it's got a Roger Sanchez sample in it. But yeah, it's a banger.
So from there, did you then start getting more gigs elsewhere? Did it kind of just like snowball from there?
Yeah, so then it's like, okay, what do I have to do this more often? How do I get more sets? So recording mixes, networking, meeting new people, putting myself out there. And around that time, when I was at college, I got involved with Flex FM radio station. So then I've been on radio now for nearly 5 years.
How's that?
Which is awesome, like always listening to radio and now being on the other side of it. And I don't have too much trouble talking, so it's all right. But you're talking about what you love. And
was it very different though from just DJing and just playing the music to then having to like present as well?
Yeah.
Is it like another added level to it that you've got to kind of adjust to?
Yeah, because I mean, it depends how much I want to put into it as well. So I could turn up and mix and talk over the songs and be like, this is so and so and it's out on this label, but I'm trying to develop my presenting skills at the moment, so I'm putting a lot of work into like researching the artists and formatting the show and stuff. So, and there's two sides to it. So you can be a presenter where you sit and play songs and talk and have conversations, and you might have a co-host, and then we do the DJ side where I mix the tracks and it's more of like a full set. So it's been really nice because there's no one in front of you you're not going to clear a dance floor.
Yeah.
So you could have one person listening, you could have 1,000 people listening. Like, we have no idea because it's on the FM.
Yeah.
So
it's almost easier.
Yeah, you know, there's a freedom to it because you can just relax and just go with the flow. So I quite enjoy that.
DJing obviously is not a normal 9-to-5 job.
No.
So there must be challenges with DJing because of the crazy hours. You know, you're probably more of a night owl.
Yeah.
As we know,
Yeah.
than doing a normal 9-to-5 job. So what would you say are like the highs and the lows, like the loves and then the real of that?
The highs are like the amazing moments you have when people react to you playing tracks, or they come up at the end and tell you that you've done a good set, and like you get a lot of instant gratification, which is quite nice. Like, I'm happy to admit that. But then, yeah, it is hard work. Like, I have a 9-to-5 as well. So I go to work all day, and then I always say, like, Monday to Friday, I live normal hours, and then on the weekend I live backwards. And like, we met at the gym and I'd play on a Saturday morning, and more than once.
How many hours sleep did you have?
No, sometimes none. Because I'd go out on a Friday and there'd be an event that I'd want to go to network and meet people, or just because I love going out and being around house music and being in the clubs. And then I had that commitment, so I'd still come do my set. And then, so I'd have been up all night, go home, sleep all afternoon, and then go back out Saturday night and work and DJ somewhere, and then sleep Sunday, and then go to work Monday.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I'm used to funny sleeping hours. And
So if you took the day job away and you just solely became full-on DJ and that was it, would there still be challenges in that, do you think? Or it's...
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I actually don't want to do that. I don't want it to be my full-time job.
Right.
Because I think it would take the fun out of it, because it's hard enough to get gigs as it is, let alone when you're relying on the income. And at the moment, I can take a gig that's not that well paid, or I can take a gig, you know, it might be free because I want to play in that venue.
Yeah.
I'm not relying on the money, so I can give or take them. I do it because I love it and it's my dream. But yeah, I don't, you know, I've got friends in the industry who have reached a point. The trouble with it is, you get out what you put in, and I could get so much more out of it. I could get what I want out of it if I put the time in. But I come home from work, I've spent all day sitting at a computer. The last thing I want to do is sit back down at a computer and send emails out, create artwork for, you know, the time and the mental workload that goes into it is massive because it's all on me.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's all self-motivated. No one's asking me to do it. but if I don't do it, I'm not going to progress. So it's a pressure that I have to put on myself.
Yeah.
And because I've wanted it for so long, I can't get rid of it, even if I tried.
Yeah, it's in your blood now.
Yeah. And like I did beginning of last year, I stopped radio for a few months because I had so much going on. Like I was working, I was going to the gym, I was meeting friends, I was doing all these things. And I was like, I just need to put something down for a bit. But I really missed it. And then not doing it, I had the guilt of, well, you could be doing radio.
Yeah.
You could be making songs. Well, if you're not making songs, then you need to do radio. And if you're not doing radio, then you need to do mixes and put them online and promote them. And it's all about, there's always something that you could be doing. And so it just niggles in the back of your head all the time.
So do you feel that there's it's a constant pressure because it's an industry where you have to be seen to be doing well?
Yeah, you have to be busy.
To get the
you have
gig.
to be active, yeah. It's about this, it's like being active, being seen. It's funny because they're trying to get people to put your phones down in raves. So then they're like, oh, just enjoy yourself. But then it's like, but I need people to know that I was there.
Right, okay, yeah.
So it looks like I'm really busy, or like I was with this person, or like it's just mad.
Has DJing changed a lot, even from the so many years so far that you've been in it, because of is it more of a demand? Would you say there's like a pecking order when you're saying like getting gigs? Like, have you got to be at a certain caliber to be seen?
Not necessarily a caliber, but it's so accessible now that you're like 2 people away from a DJ,
right?
Because it's so easy to access. And also coming out of lockdown was massive because everyone's at home learning a new skill,
right?
So we've come out being like, okay, that's great, guys, but I was already doing it 2 years ago and I'm still not where I want to be, so can you just chill out? So that's been quite difficult because it's already such a saturated industry, and it's just getting more and more saturated. The competition is just getting higher and higher and higher, and the demand for content, it's like, can you do videos on TikTok? Can you do, like, I do my radio show, right? Something I've been battling with at the minute is I could just turn up, do my show, go home, but it's not going to leave an impact. Who's going to know I even did it? So what's the point in doing it,
right,
if I don't take content while I'm there, come home, cut it up, put it out over the next couple of weeks to then promote the show for 2 weeks' time when I do it again. So
it's another job.
Yes, and I just haven't got the time because I enjoy going out, I enjoy going to gigs, and so it's that constant thing of I've got the time but I'm not making the time because I'm not prioritizing it. So you just go around in circles,
like a vicious circle.
So
on the positive side of it, what is the love there's obviously a love for it because you're still keeping going, you say that there's these challenges but you don't want to give it up at the same time, so what is it that's getting you to get up and go to a gig? How's it changed your life?
Well, I absolutely love it. I can't stop doing it. I have so much fun every time I go and play a set. I'm going and playing in loads of different places and meeting people and working or going out for the night. It doesn't feel like work. It's like I can't, if I worked nights in another job, it would be awful. I can't imagine going and working in a hospital for a night or the things that people do, and I'll never complain about that because it's just fun. The time just goes. It doesn't feel like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm just packing up, going home, it's just the best.
Do you get a gig where you finish at that end that night and you're like, that was just epic? Or do you have sometimes nights you're like, why did the crowd just not get it? Can there be...
It's energy. If the energy's not there, I can only do so much. I'm not saying I'm great. I'm just saying I can tell when something's off, and I'll be playing stuff that I know works, but you're having to read so many different people in that room. Right. So usually it's the times that I turn up and I'm not in a good mood that I end up actually playing quite well because you've only got that to focus on. So I think it pushes everything else away that might be happening, and you're just worrying about, that's my task in hand. You haven't got time to do anything else.
So it wouldn't necessarily be, it doesn't matter what you play and what vibe and hype you give it. If that room's just not feeling it, that is, there's not much more you can do.
Well, yeah, sometimes. I mean, might be my skill. I'm still developing. There is times where I'm like, I just couldn't work them out tonight. I just could not work out what they wanted. Because they might be, like I play in a regular bar, I play in Soho, and so I'm starting to learn the vibe, what they like.
Right.
But you might get so many different ages in that room that you can't please everyone.
No. Can you try and do it so it kind of, you kind of can suss out who's in that room, so you then, like, are you sometimes, I'm going to have to change my set on a spot here because this is a room that's not going to want what I've got?
Yeah, or if I can see something's working with certain people, then I'll go with that because then they'll boost the energy up.
Right, okay.
So then I'm like, okay, I don't know, if I was at a party, it could be a 50th or 40th, and like the mums are happy, then I'm like, keep the mums happy because they'll get everyone up on the dance floor.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, okay, that's working. Or like, so you tap into something.
It's always the mums.
Yeah, they're a sure bet.
And so you're going, so are you moving into, say you go into a bar into Soho, are you moving out into different bars, different areas? You know, are you still hoping to get into sort of the big sort of clubs, or actually going into the bars you're going to now is giving you a different perspective?
Yeah, there's so many different avenues.
Yeah.
And everyone's always said to me, just pick your lane and go with it. And I think I'm constantly changing lanes and trying to find the one that I want to sit in, because it's going to take years to get. But then where am I trying to get to? That's what I'm constantly trying to work out. Well, if I keep going, then I'll get there. But where am I trying to get to? So I'm trying to, at the moment, I'm going through this thing of, okay, what's your end goal, and work backwards. But in the meantime, I'm having a lot of fun with playing in lots of different bars, and like Soho's great, and like, you know, I'm playing in the lesbian bar, which has been great because it means that it's putting me in spaces that I might want to spend time in. And then I'm thinking, well, if I tap into this little scene, then they might book me, then other parties might book me, and then maybe that can be my thing, and set my sights on being a house DJ. But then I know that that's really song driven, so it's different when, like, you know, Annie Mac was really big and she did radio and DJ, and that's great. Or you do your production and your DJ, and so I'm trying to decide which avenue I want to go down. Do I want to make songs? Is it really me to sit in a room for 8 hours a day and sit in front of a laptop and try and make songs? Or am I better suited to being on the radio?
Yeah.
Okay, if the radio's the one, go and put your energy into that. And so it's just working out which avenue I want to go down.
And has it opened you up to different friendship groups? Have you made, you know, as you say, like, it's opened you up into different avenues, going into different bars and places like that? Is it giving you such a, okay, this is not how I thought life was going to go, and actually I'm enjoying it?
Yeah, like meeting people has been really paramount in this, because like I was at an event last week with a few people that I'm coming up with in the world of DJ, and they're really been so helpful in just the support, because they get it. Like, they get how hard it is, and just having people to relate to and be like, yeah, it's really tough, isn't it? And then like with the Soho bar and being in those like kind of queer spaces, that's given me a reason to be in those rooms that I maybe wanted to be in, but didn't have a reason to go to, or a way in. That's been my way in, because I've got a reason to be in the room. Oh, I'm the DJ. Oh, okay, cool. So that's a conversation starter, and that's been really helpful in a more personal sense. Going DJing and going clubbing. Like, I'm quite happy to go clubbing on my own. Like, I'll quite often just rock up at a club and have a great night. Yeah, because I'm just living my life and vibing to the DJs. But it's nice to have company as well, but I can do it. Yeah.
So say you enjoy going to places on your own, and now you've gone into like Soho and those bars. Do you feel confident now to go into a bar like that on your own because it's something you're open to?
Yes. And I've got the biggest flex going because I can say that I DJ in the only lesbian bar in London. So if you need a conversation starter, that's my thing. It's like being on a football team or something, isn't it? Like,
so is that kind of somewhere you're almost appreciative of DJing and getting into a different avenue because it's now made you look at a different perspective of your life that you're intrigued about?
Yeah, I never imagined that DJ would support me in this way.
Yes.
I didn't.
Okay.
I'd never considered that the two things would come together.
Yeah.
But it's been really great. So.
And it's something you're still pursuing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been good.
What to say?
More DJing in those bars.
Right. Okay. And do you feel more and more comfortable becoming in DJing in those places? Are you do you think, like, from where you started in your journey to where you are now, it's starting to kind of make you think, okay, this is actually where my music and how I feel comfortable, how I can bring me into, like, your DJ's bringing you into a space that you're like, actually, this is something I might want.
It's really shoehorned me into it, like, in a nice way. So it's, put me in those spaces in a way that I would, I've come into this new space being like, I want to go to these bars. I want to explore this side of me, but I don't know how to go there. I'm going on my own. Yeah. And then I found a way in. Yeah. And that's been a really successful way to put myself in those spaces. Yeah. So I'm grateful for that.
That's really good. And do you think it's something that as you get more comfortable with it, it'll be something you'll be more open to feel comfortable to talk about at some point? Yeah. 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 But
in the meantime, I'm playing girly pop bangers and I'm having a great time.
Nothing wrong with girly pop bangers, do you know what I mean? What has been at this moment your most, I don't know, is it iconic? Like apart obviously Ministry of Sound is up there. Has there been another point in your career where you've been, oh my God, I never believed this was going to happen?
Yeah, probably that and being on the radio. Like, I'll never forget my first show. I was called up to cover someone and I just went and did it as if I was never going to do it again. And most people hate their first show on the radio, but it's actually my favourite one. If ever I'm feeling like low in confidence, I'll listen to that because it just shows me that I can do it. Yeah. Like, that's the thing I always go back to of like, no, you mixed well, you spoke really well, you were confident, you came across like you presented. And that's my pillar of, you did good.
What's your dream gig? What's the one place or the set? Yeah. As you call it.
I guess Ibiza's always going to be a dream. Right. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it's getting harder to play there, but I always want to, like, the idea of like playing Ibiza Rocks and having all my friends there is really cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Just being like, we're all going, get over here and playing Ibiza Rocks or like Ushuaia or something.
I mean, dream big. That's what I say.
Still the dream.
Yeah. But if you keep doing what you're doing, there's no reason why you can't get there, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's exhausting. You're telling me. That's the thing. It's like, it's only me who can make it happen.
If you could, is it collaborate with someone?
Yeah.
Who would it be?
Oh, MK. He's my favourite. Right. Piano house bangers.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just got to keep going, keep setting goals, picking my path, finding my way. And it might be that I stick with the commercial stuff and I'm learning to play. I'm always learning. I'm doing a course at the minute to do more open format stuff, which is playing like be at ones and places like that.
Okay.
So you have to play across the board. So it's not just house. But then I've got my radio show, so I can play house on that. And then, so it's just, okay, how do I want to navigate this? And it's ongoing.
What would be your advice to someone who wanted to break into DJing? What would you say is the best thing for them to start with?
Do it because you love it. Do it because you love the music, first and foremost. it's not about, oh, it looks like a cool thing to do. Do it because you want to share with people the songs that you love and be creative and just do something that you love and you enjoy. Don't expect to earn loads of money straight away and get loads of gigs. Be prepared to work hard.
Yeah.
I think I just know that I want to be able to look back in 20 years time, 30 years time, when at the end of my career, and say I tried everything.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the pressure maybe that's where the pressure comes from, but I just don't want to live thinking, oh, I could have tried this, I could have tried that. And so just, be creative. And the biggest thing is be a nice person, because people remember that.
Yes.
There's been occasions where I've been called upon and it's like, oh yeah, because we remembered you from so-and-so event, or, just be a nice person, be friendly, go to stuff because you enjoy it and you want to support people, and go to the parties that you enjoy and celebrate them and support them, and eventually it'll come back around.
Lovely. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thanks
and
for
telling
having
your DJ
me.
story, and I'm sure I'll see you in Ibiza Rocks.
Yeah.
I'll be there putting on my requests. And I wish you well for the future.
Thank
I'm sure
you.
we're going to...
Yeah, hopefully
see
one
you
day I
big.
can come back
Yeah.
and tell you about all the things I've done.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks. I haven't got anything to clink with. Yay!